What if the sun stopped shining for just 24 hours? No sunrise, no daylight, just an endless, unbroken night stretching across the entire globe. Would Earth freeze over? Would all life just end? The answer is a lot weirder than you think. Let's find out what would really happen. At the very first second the sun goes dark, it's not like an explosion. It would just turn off. Poof. Gone. And for a full 8 minutes and 20 seconds, we wouldn't even notice. Life would go on completely as normal. Why? Because that's how long it takes for sunlight to travel from the sun to Earth. For those 8 minutes, we'd still be basking in the last rays of light from a star that is already gone dark. Then, suddenly, the sky would switch from day to night, instantly. The moon would vanish, since it only reflects sunlight. The stars would blaze with an intensity no human has ever seen from Earth, free from the sun's glare. Your first thought might be a massive power outage, but then you'd realize it's happening everywhere. Almost immediately, the consequences would begin to unfold. Photosynthesis, the process that fuels most life on Earth, would grind to a halt. Plants would stop producing oxygen, but don't worry too much about that just yet. We have enough oxygen in our atmosphere to last for thousands of years. The real, immediate problem is the cold. Without the sun's warmth, Earth's surface would start to radiate its heat away into space. Fast. After just 1 hour, the global average temperature would dip slightly. It might feel like a cool evening setting in. But by the 6th hour, the change becomes dramatic. Temperatures in most places would plummet below freezing. Think of the coldest winter night you've ever experienced, and then imagine it getting colder, hour by hour. Most small plants and insects wouldn't survive this thermal shock. Larger animals, guided by instinct, would desperately seek shelter. And humans? We'd be cranking up the heating, bundling up in every layer we own, and probably staring out the window in disbelief. Our world, powered by the sun, would be running on borrowed time. The planet's entire weather system, which is driven by solar energy, would begin to shut down. The temperature difference between the equator and the poles is what creates our winds. Without the sun, this difference would start to even out. Winds would die down, storms would dissipate. The sky, which gets its blue color from sunlight scattering in the atmosphere, would be pitch black, filled only with stars. The oceans, which hold heat far better than land, would cool much more slowly on the surface. This would create massive, dense fogs as the cooling air meets the relatively warmer water. The world wouldn't just be dark and cold, it would become eerily still. But humanity is incredibly adaptable. We wouldn't just freeze in the dark. We are a species that has conquered the night. Cities would become beacons of light, powered by every available source: power grids, backup generators, batteries, anything we could find. It would look like every city in the world celebrating New Year's Eve at the same time, but out of necessity, not joy. People would gather together for warmth and safety. Communities would share resources. For 24 hours, the entire planet would be on one single global night shift. We'd survive, not just with technology, but with something even more powerful: each other. We'd get through the cold and the dark, counting down the minutes, waiting for the light. And then, after 24 long, dark hours, it happens. A single, brilliant point of light appears on the horizon. The sun returns. Its first rays would slice through the darkness, and the world would collectively exhale. The temperature would slowly begin to climb back up. Frost would melt. The winds would start to stir again as the atmosphere warms. Life, battered but not broken, would breathe a sigh of relief. It would almost feel like waking from a strange planetary dream. So, one day without the sun wouldn't be an extinction-level event. We'd survive, but it would be a terrifying, humbling reminder of our place in the universe. We so often take our star for granted. It's just there, burning 93 million miles away, keeping our tiny world warm, bright, and alive. An experience like that would change us forever, making us appreciate every single sunrise just a little bit more. Thanks for exploring this thought experiment with me. If you enjoy wondering what if, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest questions in the universe. See you next time.